Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Chris. This is my channel, Barnon11970. Thank you, as always, for taking the time to listen to what I have to say. And I am going to be sharing my opinion, and you may or may not agree with it. That is up to you. As you can see, I'm not wearing my sunglasses because it is somewhere around 9 o'clock, 9:30ish, somewhere around there in the evening Eastern Standard Time. And don't find it necessary. So this will be one of those videos that will get instantly demonetized and all that other wonderful stuff. So all right, let's try that again. All right, I started my original channel, Barnon11967, back in 2009, went through mid-2012, and then I shut down the channel and deleted all the videos, because back then I was too angry. Didn't know the stuff that I know now. Got into fights with YouTubers, which was silly, but you know, you got to learn sometimes the hard way. Then I reopened it sometime at the end of 2012, and I called it Barnon11970. For anybody that wants to know why it's 11970, well, that's the month, year, month, day, and year of my birth. I was born November 9th, 1970. So a little history lesson there. But if you've been following my channel, you will see back in around 2012, I believe, I did a video called There Will Never Be a World War III, or it was There Will Never Be a Nuclear War. It's one of those two. It's still up there, so you can check it out, because I don't delete my videos. And I just want people to see there is no nuclear war. Now, when this whole situation in Ukraine started, all the news stations, many YouTubers who, you know, like what I call the fear porn, because it gets a lot of views and gets them a lot of money, which means they're doing it for the wrong reasons. We're talking about how this whole thing is gonna start World War III. Well, I'm looking at the sky right now, and there is not a plane flying, there's no bullets being shot, there's no nuclear weapons in the air. So, the way that they trick you is by always using the phrase, well, it could happen. Well, in theory, anything in life could happen. Is it possible that one day you can walk out of your house and an alien comes and shoots you in the face with a cheese doodle? It sure is. It could happen, but it's probably highly unlikely. Is it possible you can win the lottery 12 times in a row? It's possible, but probably very unlikely. Is there ever going to be a nuclear war? It's possible, but very highly unlikely. And I've said it before, and I'll say it again. Well, Chris, why do you think there is not going to be a nuclear war? Because if you know anything about people that love to be in control, one of the things people love about being in control is they get to control others. They get them to do all of the things that they do not want to do, like fight in wars, or entertain the people, or pass laws publicly, or sweep the streets, or pick up the garbage, and so on and so forth. If you create a nuclear war, well, it's not going to be one country versus another. If there is going to be a nuclear war, it's going to be every country that has nuclear weapons, firing them all, destroying the surface of the earth, probably for hundreds of years, if not thousands of years. Now, do they have underground facilities? Well, I've never been in one, so I cannot honestly say if they do or do not, but I would assume at this point with their technology and considering they do it under Disney World, I am sure-fired, can it say, safely, without knowing for 100% sure, they have underground facilities. Can they live underground? Sure. Will they take people with them? Sure. Will life be the same as it is now? Absolutely not. But you have to have the what-if scenarios. You see their playbook. They've been doing it for thousands of years. There is either war or fear of war, disease or fear of disease. Now they can use the internet, which, by the way, There are two possibilities of the false flag that are going to be coming up in the next few years to scare people. They can always do another virus, but, you know, you can only do that so many times before even the most sleepy of people start waking up a little bit to it. So what are the two options? One is they have not used the alien attack. Now, if you think about an alien attack, which is Project Bluebeam, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, wouldn't that be something to unite the world? All of us versus all of them? As crazy as some people are going to think, well, look at all the scenarios that have been happening in the past 2 years alone. If somebody would have told you what the world would be just 5 years ago, what it is now, you would have told them they're drinking the Kool-Aid, they're wearing tinfoil hats, they're paranoid, blah, blah, blah. But it is what it is. So that's one of their cards still in their deck that they have not used yet. But the one I think they will probably use, and they've been gearing towards this, is some major cyber internet attack where some terrorist, and terrorists can be anyone, both foreign and domestic, remember that, all of a sudden hacks into the internet and maybe shuts down the worldwide energy system, or shuts down the banking system, or does something where the governments throughout the world will all have to come and save you and protect you and say, well, we see the dangers here, we're going to protect you, and then make it so it's a lot more difficult to get online. Who is that going to hurt? Well, it's going to hurt the common man and woman, the poorer people. Now, the beautiful thing about seeing into the future, even if it's something that's potential, if you knew tomorrow that if you went outside your house and made a left turn out of your property, you would get into a car accident and die, that may sound scary, that may be horrible, but if you're smart, if you had to go outside your house and you knew if you made a left, you would get into a car accident and die, well, you might want to go straight or you might want to go to the right, depending on where you live. In other words, if you can think of possibilities that could potentially happen, because in an infinite universe with infinite possibilities, I mean, anything can happen. Once you notice there is a rabbit in the hat, the magic trick cannot affect you anymore. You're not amazed that some magician is pulling a rabbit out of their hat, because you know there's a trap door in the hat and the rabbit is hiding in that little that little compartment. You're not amazed by it anymore. You know, the sawing the person in half. Well, when you were a kid, if you saw a magician do that, you're amazed. Wow, they cut that lady in half and both parts are moving, until you find out there's two different women in both compartments. Once you know that, spoiler alert, it cannot control you anymore. So the beautiful thing that's going on in the world, if you want to take something positive out of the crazy world, because if you keep taking negative, all you're going to get is negative. I try and see the positive about this is, for example, what happened up north from the United States of America Corporation awoken a lot of people. We still have plenty to go, because I even have family members that are just never going to get it and probably going to wear face diapers for the rest of their lives. It is a choice. But many people are awakening, and once they're awoken, it's very difficult to go back to sleep again. You know, just like in The Matrix, when Neo said he couldn't believe all of this, and they said to him, it's like, you know, you can't go back, and even if you could, would you really want to? So there will never be a nuclear war, although they will always scare you into thinking there's a possibility. You have to understand, or what I like to call understand, that the way that they control the masses and the people is by keeping them in lower vibrational levels. In other words, keeping them in constant fear, constant anger, constant depression. Well, if you're in those states of mind, you don't think logically. You don't see the glass as half full ever. I mean, if you are in the woods and, you know, God forbid, Allah forbid, whoever you worship, nobody you forbid if you worship nothing. If you're walking through the woods and a bear comes running at you, well, you don't have time to really plan your strategy of what you might want to do to trick the bear or defeat the bear. You go into an instant mode of, I am either going to fight the creature that's coming towards me, or I'm going to run away. So in other words, your logical brain shuts off and your primitive brain reacts in one of two ways. So to keep control the masses, and they've mastered this over the millennia, this is not anything new, they know that if they can get you scared, worried, concerned, angry, depressed, you will be in a lower vibration, which means when they trigger some kind of event in that already state of nervousness or confusion or anger or fear, you are not going to stop and think logically. Like, for example, wearing a face diaper makes you breathe in your own carbon dioxide, which we all know, since we're not trees, is not beneficial to you. But because people don't process information properly when in fear mode, they will do things that will contradict their own self-preservation. All for these people that will try and save you. So there will always be some kind of threat. The question is, how you can only from the internet and from the media. All right, my internet is about to run out, so I'm going to end this video really quick. I want to thank you guys for watching. Stop living in fear. Live your own life. I don't pay attention to what's going on overseas, because if you think about it, you create it into existence. You give it more power. Stop feeding the dragon that is destroying your village, because even if the dragon says he's going to protect you, if you help him sacrifice other people's lives, eventually the dragon runs out of sacrifices and goes to you. And the problem with that is there will be nobody left to save you. If you want to live in fear, that is your choice. It is an experience, but not one I recommend. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Leave a comment, hit the like button, and have a great day. No nuclear weapons above my head. Look out your window. I bet you won't see any above yours. But they'll keep telling you they're coming.